Big waves to you. Good to see you. Kathleen, good to have you on. Ann Wilson, good to see you this morning. So many of you. Great, great gifts of ours each and every day to start the day, which is our word for today, by the way. This week's words come from G, and the word this morning is gifts. Gifts. Hi, Sophia. Sophia, text me when you finish up college. I know that's a random thing this morning, but it's very important. So, um, gifts is the word. And if you look at the definition of gifts, it's a notable capacity, talent, or endowment. So, where I went this morning was talents, talents. And so I immediately thought about this. I thought our talents is truly a gift from God. You know, I think about Ann Wilson and the ability to create that garden and bless so many people with. And I think about Sophia, a young entrepreneur that God's blessed with some amazing gifts and talents. I think about Melissa Jackson, how many people she's inspiring with her message and her story and what she's doing out there, her and Andrew, like with their business. But it's bigger than that for them. And I got to thinking this morning, I thought really our talents is gifts to us from God. And really what we do with our gifts, our kind of what we do with our talents are kind of our gift back to God, saying, hey, thank you. Thank you for making us unique. Thank you for making us, this special human that's got different gifts, different talents than other people. And here's our gift back to you is that we exploit, we move with our talents, we take advantage of our talents. And I thought about this. I thought really he gives us the talents, but it's up to us to bring them to life. And where I immediately went is how many times have I settled in my life? Well, this is just the way it's going to be. This is just what I should experience. I should, how many of you have feared things in your life? You're like, well, it's just me. I mean, you start living in fear rather than living in your talent. And so I thought about this morning. I thought, how can we develop our talents, our gifts? And number one, I put exposure. Exposure. Be exposed to people who have experienced and have the abilities in the areas that you want to flourish. One of the things that I can make and get my talents bigger and better is I got to surround myself with people that have that and they're using it to flourish. Okay, does that make sense? Give me a head nod if it makes sense. Okay, number two, education. Like, how many of you see busy people in the world? They like have 17 companies, and then you see them practicing to fly an airplane. And you're like, how in the world do they have time to do all that? Well, it's an area of their life. They want to exploit their talent. And so here's where I went with education. It's where you and me intentionally take time to learn a certain topic. I think about Melissa Jackson and her transformation she's having on her health journey, like taking time to educate and really intentionally develop that skill set. Number three, environment. You need a place where you can grow your gifts. So is the environment you're involved with right now, is that a place you can grow your talent, your gift? If it's not, find a place that you can grow your talent and your gifts. You need that venue. Number Number 4, experience. Nothing beats experience. The good old trial and error, I put. Nothing beats experience. So whatever it is, my talent is, I got to go out and experience it. I got to grow it. I got to trial and error it, right? And remember that I'm gaining ground, even if it's some tough roads at first. Evaluation is the last one. We must receive evaluation. I call it the bathroom scales. You know, after a couple of bowls of ice cream, the bathroom scales doesn't look as good, but it's the scales. And so we've got to be able to evaluate our talents and go, man, am I excelling? Am I not excelling? Take a look at those bathroom scales, accept them for what they are, and then course correct to make them better. So, Andrea, I'll turn it to you.
Well, beautiful. And getting ready with your throat, because we've got a song when I'm done. But I love this one. And the quote that I found, and I went, oh, like sometimes you ever read something and it's a little bit of a gut punch because you think, oh my goodness, is that me? But it said, everyone is gifted, but some people never open their package. And I feel like it's so easy to see that in someone else. Like I can look at Ed and I can look at Andrea and I can look at Eva Marie or Billy and I can see their gifts. I'm like, oh my gosh, you are such an encourager, or you're so committed, or whatever. I can see your gifts. But then when I look in the mirror, all I see are the flaws or the weaknesses or the places that I need to improve. But then we have to realize that every single one of us was made by the same creator. Every single one of us has gifts inside us. It's our job to dig and find them if they're not obvious to us. So here I'm going to go through some ways that we can dig out our gifts. We can find our gifts if we haven't found them already, if we're not quite sure, right? So first of all, we're all surrounded by other humans. So ask. Pick up the phone and say, you know what, we're on a Zoom call every single day. And, I love you to pieces. I know you love me too. Can you tell me, what do you see in me that you think might be a gift that I possess? Now, it might feel a little uncomfortable, right? But we all love each other. So take the time to have those conversations, to ask the people around you, where do they think your strengths lie? Number 2 is look for the gifts in adversity. So each one of us have had hard times, every single one of us. And maybe it was a flat tire on the side of the road, or maybe it was a bigger life issue. But in those moments, we were all taught lessons, and we probably discovered that, maybe we don't know how to change the tire, but we're really good at researching and figuring out how to do it. Right? We can help guide you to the information. So maybe that's our gift of being a digger. Maybe our gift is to help people when they're going through a hard time, or to brainstorm, or what, I don't know, right? But look at those moments of adversity in your life and figure out how did you make it through? Because that probably points to your gifts. Number 3 is, again, we are all that same creator that made us wants us to know. So when we're praying, maybe ask, right? In your conversations with God, you could say, can you help me? Can you help me recognize my gifts? Can you place them before me so that I can help more people with them? Like Coach said, so that I can use those gifts to give back to others. Number 4 is don't be afraid to branch out. And if you're like me, I love my ruts. I love that I stay on my same little path with my Excel file and, my daily schedule that's A, B, and C and all the little things. And I only try to push myself in certain areas, right? But we only develop the gifts that we already know that we have. So we can't be afraid to try something that we've never tried before. So be brave and reach out. Now's a great time to try something new and discover those unknown gifts. Number 5 is to look outside yourself. So sometimes when we're focused on ourselves, like I said, we're only seeing those flaws. But when we take a moment to look outside ourselves and see, who can we help? How can I contribute? That can really show us the gifts that we have. Number 6 is think about the people we look up to. So I look at all these beautiful faces, and I got to say, Coach has mentioned this before, but you know what I love the most about the Coaches Corner is that you all turn your camera on. Like the majority of us, it's early in the day. And, I don't have a stitch of makeup on, and I'm guessing many of you don't, especially the men, don't have any makeup on, and maybe you're a little poofy from the sleep and all of that, but you all turn your cameras on and look right back at us. And, there's so many gifts in this incredible, beautiful group that I can look to. So look at the people that you look up to in your life and think about the things that you admire in them. And maybe in those things that you admire are gifts that you truly can develop in yourself. And then lastly is reflect on your family. So again, if we look at when we look back and we look at as we were children and what we were growing up, what were we praised for when we were little? And some of us, maybe we were only praised when we were actually quiet for a minute. But, look around and see what were the things that maybe your teachers or your parents or your siblings are like, oh my gosh, you're really good at. And then look at your family dynamics today with your loved ones and your kids, and where do you shine in all of those relationships? And that is a great way that you can find your gifts. So, Coach, did you check your phone and start warming up that voice box of yours?
Well, I do. I know it's April McCormick. April,
and
it is your
she's here
birthday
with us
today,
this morning.
and she's here. Happy birthday, April. So we're going to finish up by singing, but before we do it, here's what we're going to do.
It was her birthday yesterday, but yes.
Yesterday.
Sorry.
Yes. But take a picture of this, post it on Instagram. Hey, I'm listening my new audio for the gym is The Power of Positive Thinking. And I'm going to send somebody this book. I'm going to find you on Instagram or Facebook. All you got to do is put it in your stories, put it somewhere, Instagram, Facebook, you name it, put out there. I love my Coaching Corner community. Okay. And we're going to pick somebody today, and we're going to send Power of Positive Thinking. It's a great read, great audio. And April McCormick, here we go. Sunday was your birthday.
Oh, hold on. I'm slow. Okay.
Happy birthday to
you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear April. Happy birthday to you. We didn't hurt your ears. Love you so much. Hope you had a great birthday.
Great day.
Happy birthday,
Grateful for you.
April. Happy birthday.